cracking, everybody? Welcome to Money Talk Sundays. You know what it is. It's your boy Stevie B.
And your homie LB.
We the investment bros. Money Talk Sundays. We're on that marathon to 100K.
And featured guest today, if you ever seem a little distracted, is the little puppy X. This annoying little puppy just calm down. Sorry, guys.
She's 9 weeks now. She's just all over the place.
Sit. Stop. Alright. But yes. But this is Money Talk Sundays. Welcome. Glad that you guys are back with us. And so, just another interesting week of the stock market. I know you guys definitely, all you meme stock people, I know you guys definitely had your fun with AMC. Hopefully you got your run in on that. If not, if you missed out,
Quick sales,
definitely, if you were part of that group. Definitely for those short sellers, I do feel sorry for them this week. They lost over $1.3 billion with the AMC run. So those shorts definitely got effed over. But honestly, it's the retail investors, they're afraid of us.
The common man's fighting back.
Yeah, so definitely making some headwinds. Sit down, little girl. Jesus. But even with that, it's crazy. Honestly, again, going to those retail investors, they more than doubled the volume of the shares this past week. And really, it's just causing a whole nearly 120% rally for the whole week. And for the year, they were over 1,150% for the year. So it was a crazy jump that happened. We'll see if the rally continues. There might be, a short wave. It still might be running up a little bit, but guys, it is not expected to keep running. So
this is for who?
This is still talking about AMC, guys.
Okay.
So definitely be wary of it. I know.
They expecting another rally?
No, I'm saying the run may continue from Friday and Saturday. I know it was starting to do a little sell off back towards the end of the day, but there's still a chance, people might still try to buy it a little bit, but
right.
That sell-off is coming, guys. So if you missed it, you missed it. But
actually, I do see. I can see where you could see where it would actually you could keep going a little bit with things opening up, so people are gonna start going back to the movie theater and stuff like that.
I mean, you could think that way.
A little bit.
Yeah, but
that's a tribute to.
I mean, you're thinking long-term wise and all that. I'm not talking long-term. I'm really just talking about this little short rally that's happening in the last couple of days.
But that's the reason why it could continue.
It's not. Hey,
stop it.
AMC is facing too many problems right now. One, they need to change up their marketing scheme. They need to change up fixing up the theater capacity on getting it to better levels. These were pre-pandemic problems that they had before, so it's like they didn't fix them because of the pandemic. Pandemic just made their situation worse.
Right.
And then now you got the development of the new competition with the streaming services, and so that's just going to be another hurdle, another problem that they have to deal with. And so, not saying movie theater is dead. Just saying there's going to be a lot of challenging factors if you believe AMC is going to be a worthy stock, more than is to be worth its value. So not to say the stock's going to go to zero, but is it really going to stay in the 30 area? Is it going to stay in the 20 area? Is that really? But again, how likely is that really going to last?
Exactly.
So, if you want to just run and play your chances with it, gamble, by all means, I don't got no problem with you gambling. That's on you, but if you're trying to invest, if you're trying to trade, you want to have a plan and you don't just get swayed by, this is the new hot thing or some shit. And if you following its patterns and you following the trades and it's going through your due diligence, then jump in. But if it's just something you just, hey, I see prices rose. Their prices rose at $40. Let me jump in now. If that's your way of thinking, and that's it. It's like, I got in at 40. Why is it at 35, 30? Why is it at 25? Why?
Late to the party.
Basically. So, I mean,
catch the next wave.
I mean, that's why you gotta have watch lists. That's why you have to sit there and watch your stocks. Man, have them stop, little dog. Sit. Sorry.
X.
So again, AMC, there's gonna be some hurdles for it to be something sustainable. So if you definitely got in, like I'm to those who were, not saying they were all lucky, maybe they were planning to just held them shares and hey, it is what it is. Enjoy, take your profit, get it in. But
that's how some people feel about Dogecoin.
I mean, it is what it is. But my argument with Dogecoin, at least you can see a future for it and everything. Not to say with AMC there's no future for it and all that. I'm not going to say that.
They need to innovate.
There's a lot more innovation and a lot more problems and hurdles that they have to deal with. Yes, Dogecoin has to be adopted by the mainstream and it's starting to. But the hurdles it has, like, it's expected for them to accomplish those. AMC, it's like, hey, we don't expect you. You're a dying business and all this other stuff. So, issues that they have to deal with.
Right.
Sorry, I sound distracted. It's really this damn dog won't calm down. It's starting to annoy me. But whatever. But that was
banned from future podcasts, little girl.
Stop. So that was one of the news of the market this week. If you want to give them talk about crypto this week, give them that little spill.
Oh, well, I mean, with crypto, I don't want to give too much on crypto this week. I covered it more last time. Definitely most of my predictions for crypto rang true. But they started to fall again during the weekend. You saw Friday going to Saturday, and definitely Saturday, crypto started falling again. Well, of course, the one leader of the pack that fell the least was Cardano, continuing to remain as strong as possible. So shout out to Cardano for that. One thing that you put me on this weekend was with VeChain. I mean, I knew about it before, but I didn't know the platform that we're using had it, so I could go ahead and go into it. So I actually did buy. I got over 4,000 coins of VeChain right now. When it went up 2 cents from the 9 cents that I bought it to 11 cents, I have made about $40. I was just like, well, see, that's good. Now let VeChain get to some Dogecoin prices and then some XRP prices and then some Filecoin prices. Y'all ain't fucking with me, yo. Sorry, I don't mean to curse. But, I mean, it's just, playing the game and knowing how to play it and thinking long term, thinking longevity. But I want to get off the crypto for a second and actually go into these trading platforms that we use. I mean, we use a variety of different platforms to engage in our options, to exercise these options, to do our swing trades, get our research, and do our investments. It's always good to diversify your strategy, your implementation. So just like you mentioned before, as far as like you have Acorns and Stash, and what the heck was that?
It's a swan dive.
Move.
Swan
Anyway,
dive.
what? I'm not signaling you. Okay, let me talk with my hands.
You're not saying on you.
Hey,
she's not saying on you.
I'm not.
Yeah, of course you're not saying.
Hey! What's wrong with you? Relax.
Sit. X. Sit.
Anyways. So yeah, as far as like using different brokerages for different strategies, you have one thing for your swings, you have another application for your options, you have this for your long-term investment. Hey, get out of my bag. And I mean, doing that. So let me ask you before I go into this, as far as like of all the different applications that you use, the different brokerages that you're using to do your thing, which one? Two questions. Part A is which one do you like the most, and we'll start with that.
I mean, you said two-part question.
Yeah. The first part is which one do you like the most?
I'm my top two, because I can't say I like one more than the other because I'm starting to like the one. I used to have one I like more, but honestly, my top two trading platforms that I like to use is RobinHood and WeBull. WeBull, as of recently, just because it has its perks as far as with trading. They do give you cash advance. Not saying Robinhood doesn't, but Robinhood actually expands it a lot more, where it gives you the chance to actually use that money towards options and crypto. I'm not sure if Webull lets you do it for options, but I mean for crypto, but definitely for options, they will not front you the money back, as it's waiting for your money to transfer from your account.
Not for crypto, Webull will not.
Okay, so yeah. But I do like the fact that they allow me to do that for my stocks, and so that's one thing I do like about Webull. Webull also has a lot of information. They give you a chance to check into the IPOs, if that's something you want to get into. It's not the best interface because, again, I can go back to Robinhood. I would say Robinhood was my favorite. In the beginning because that's where it started off, and it's super GUI, like you said.
And for those that don't know, it's a GUI. And for those that don't know what a GUI is, it's a graphical user interface.
Yeah, it's actually super easy and makes things very simple. Where some of the more different brokerages were very confusing, and I can tell you, like, if you start brand new to the trade and all of that stuff, if you're jumping onto the E-Trade or TD Ameritrade, it can be daunting, and so exactly, and so it's like, damn, like I don't get any of this. But honestly, I feel Robinhood does make it a whole lot simpler, where everything is laid out. This is your account, this is your stocks, this is what you made, this is what it is, market value and all that. Where some of the other ones make it a little bit more difficult and harder to basically get used to. I'm big on interface. I know there's definitely other pros and cons with these different ones.
Right.
Where as far as with the ability to with thinking of different options, the possibility of off rip, just you automatically have access to options versus some brokerages you have to gain access.
Right.
There's that. Then there's also the ability for some actually front you cash on your investments, where Webull and Robinhood, they'll front you cash depend on your stocks, definitely for both. If you're transferring the money and whatnot, but I would also tell you, not all brokerages are going to do that. I can tell you, definitely, Fidelity hasn't done that. Doesn't do that. I don't believe TD Ameritrade doesn't do that, and E-Trade, yeah, those three definitely have not gave you transfer cash, give you instant cash power, basically. So instant cash power is big for me, only because I know I'm on more of the swing trades, more of the day trades, inter trades, and it's something that's gonna be the weekly. So I need something quick. I need to be having access to money fast. I can't be waiting 3 or 4 days on transfer money. Then it's like, yo, I missed the opportunity. So that's why I'm stressing that as far as my license and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, Robinhood, I could say is a good starter app. If you're a beginner, just getting in and wanna see it out or whatever. Robinhood is a good starter app. It has a very simple, user-friendly interface. All the information for the stocks that you're invested in and things that you're watching is right there on the same page. You don't have to do a whole bunch of searching and move around and clicking this tab and going to, no, it's right there all on the same page, just straight down. And you're able to cycle through the percentage for the day, your total return, percentage change, all that on that same page. You don't have to go anywhere. You just click right there and that's it. So Robinhood was a very, very, very simple interface, and that weighs heavy because it's like, you made it easy for me to do, simple to do. I can get it, I can understand it, I can maneuver it, I can move quickly through it, boom, 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 make my moves and keep it going. And on the other hand, WeBull is like a freaking textbook. You know, you got these different tabs, you have all of this, you have that, so it's a different type of interface with WeBull. Now, what I'm going into is basically the differences between Robinhood and WeBull and a couple other applications, because I started off on Robinhood. I didn't even care about any other application really, because I had Robinhood and I was making my money on Robinhood. And then I got suspended on Robinhood. For what?
So why?
For day trading. And I got my 3 or 4 strikes, and now I'm in Robinhood jail for 90 days. I'm not gonna let Robinhood jail stop me from getting my money. What did I do? Transfer everything out of Robinhood into WeBull. That was the next one. So now I have to learn WeBull. WeBull's more complicated. Now, just in the last 48 hours, WeBull has even updated their interface.
Actually, before you continue on, let's actually focus on what you just said about the day trading. So that's another advantage where.
Yes, you have a very easy advantage on Robinhood when it comes to day trading as opposed to.
You got backwards where you can day trade.
Well, you mean like the penalty thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I find it a little harder for me because here's the thing. WeBull tells you have to wait 48 hours before transferring money out of it's called an unsettled fund.
I'm not talking about transfer. I'm talking about the day trading, which you got messed up for because you day traded 3 times within a week.
This is 3 times within a freaking day.
3 times within a week. That's what day trading is. That's what they're talking about. Like you buy and sell.
No, WeBull's talking about when you buy and sell during the same day.
WeBull?
Yes.
Okay, and that's a day trade. What they're talking about is you got a cash account. What are you saying? This if they fronted you that cash, that's why.
It's unsettled fund.
So obviously.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I transferred $1,000 from my bank account to WeBull. It's unsettled fund. They're gonna front me $1,000. I cannot transfer. If I buy a stock with that unsettled fund, I can't turn around and sell it.
You can, but you might hit with that penalty.
Yeah, I'll be hit with the penalty, exactly.
That GBH, whatever they call it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to avoid being suspended on yet another application for day trading because I have a $25,000 fucking balance.
But you gotta say you can't say it like that for day trading for WeBull. It's because of the transfer of funds. You can day trade on WeBull.
You can day trade on Robinhood and WeBull.
I mean, yes,
technically.
And your issue again, Robinhood. Its problem is they have hey, you don't have a certain amount of money in your account. You're not allowed to day trade more than 3 times in a week. WeBull doesn't care about your money in the account. They care about is the money there? That's what they care about. So to each his own. But that I'm not gonna fault WeBull for your situation on that. That is just make sure the money's there when that transfer. I know that could be a little annoying, but I feel that's still easier to deal with than Robinhood stuff. Teach your butt to stop jumping on me.
So, I mean, for example, with WeBull, let's say I buy into ETX, for example. When I bought and sold that same day, I got hit with a mark. Because I'm buying and selling the same day.
It's not because you're buying and selling the same day. It's because you're using the unsettled funds. That's why. If it's on WeBull, it's because you're using the unsettled funds, and that's what you're hitting the GVH with. They're not hitting you because what you're literally saying is you're not allowed to day trade, and they're going to penalize you for day trading. That's what you're saying.
That type of account.
Do you have a cash account, or Mark? What kind of account do you have? Because you're supposed to. Like if you have an all cash account, then you should be able to do that. I don't think you fucking around with margins.
No. So I started with RobinHood, but then I just never used it. And then I did start with this, but I never used it, so I turned it off.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, what you getting penalized is because it was probably you hitting that GBH and you moving the money around before it was actually settled.
But yeah, I'll dig into that later. That could be something else. We're going to get into the pros and cons of each. So we already talked about with RobinHood. It has a simple interface. Weighs heavy. That's a big percentage of the pie. Here's another big percentage of the pie. RobinHood allows you to do fractional sharing. WeBull does not. You better have it, or you're not going to get it. Plain and simple.
So if you can't pay for the whole stock and all that stuff,
you ain't gonna get the stock.
You might as well jump on RobinHood. Like, it's like, let's say you can't pay for the Amazons, you can't pay for the Googles. It's like, all right, well, let me put something towards it. That's something towards it that happens. You can do that on RobinHood, and you could eventually put so much money towards it where you pay I own a share or two or three, whatever. Like you build it up. But with WeBull, that is a major con where like, oh, you don't got it all, then no, you can't buy it, bro. It's not simple as that. Oh, you can't afford the whole share, then you can't trade this. So simple as that. I mean, it is big if that's something that you are stressing about. And if, let's say, especially if finances and like, hey, not everyone's account is the same. So, hey, I can't buy all these big shares. I can only,
Perfect example. Somebody want to buy the Bitcoin. You won't be able to do it in WeBull unless you got that money.
Actually, I think that's different. Let's see. Because I never tried buying into Bitcoin on WeBull. Let's see if I can buy into it.
I mean, crypto funds, their same structure as stocks.
I doubt it. I doubt that. Because who the fuck has $34,000 like that all the time? Fucking trade. So
they let you?
They let you. So they're not forcing you because they say amount in US dollars, so they give you that option versus versus other stocks they don't.
Yeah, stocks they don't. You gotta have it.
Like, who the fuck is buying Bitcoin off of WeBull like that? They get it. That's crazy.
Go to Coinbase.
Let's go get a whole coin real quick. Fuck. I mean, if you got it, awesome.
For real.
I ain't hating. Sound like I am.
So yeah, that's another advantage RobinHood has over WeBull. Now, granted, WeBull has a lot more research, a lot more market history, a lot more education, and quite frankly, it's just more technical than RobinHood. But for simplicity, of course, RobinHood. Now, one thing that what we got here? Okay. One thing that we have with WeBull that we don't have with RobinHood, or is something that's interesting to you, is paper trading. Let's say, hey, what are you doing? What you doing? Cage.
All right. Go to your cage. Well, hotty.
You can talk paper trading while I deal with this.
Paper trading. Well, if you want to paper trade, that is actually a good advantage that WeBull does provide, where you're able to paper trade. And again, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically you're not using your money. You want to, if you're just learning, you just want to practice it, and with the actual live market, you can paper trade. We will definitely offer to this. Me personally, I actually do my paper trading off of Thinkorswim. This was the TD Ameritrade app. But again, WeBull does provide this. TD Ameritrade provides this. I believe a few others providing paper trading as well. It does have its advantages and disadvantages. Of course, advantage, you're not using your money, so when it goes south, it wasn't your money that lost. Disadvantage, when you actually win,
you're learning.
And it's like, dang, I could have made some money. Like, that's how I feel about it. I'm a risk taker, so I will tell you this, guys. I don't paper trade too often. I really just paper trade in the sense of watching certain stocks, seeing where they're going, and if seeing the direction of it, and then that'll give me a reason to jump in there. But
so with the paper trading, TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, TradeStation, WeBull, they do the paper trading. RobinHood, it does not. Another difference that we have between RobinHood and WeBull. Now, if you start getting technical and want to do options and just like want to be studying the charts and things like that, you don't get that with RobinHood. You don't have custom charting. You don't have no trade-off charting. You don't have no historical trade charting. You don't have that with RobinHood. You do have that with WeBull. You can customize these charts on WeBull, so you can read it real technical. So, real talk, basically, RobinHood is a starter app. It really is just a starter app. It gets you going quickest, out the gate, look it up. And then as you start getting more into it and you start learning more, you start getting more technical, you start trying to do different plays, strategizing and learning different techniques, you're gonna have to leave RobinHood, move over to WeBull or one of the other applications that are more efficient for those moves that you're trying to make. Overall, in the end, what would I say as far as is the better application? It depends on who you are, really. RobinHood was a favorite. It was a favorite, and the more time I'm away from it and having to get involved in WeBull and other applications, the more I'm like, okay, RobinHood, you served your purpose. I learned what I needed to learn. I'm on to the next, and this is better for me. Now, for quicker, smooth trade stuff, I might still use RobinHood if I ever get it back and get back to using it, because it's quicker for some things that I'm doing. But for the core of what I'm working at, it'll be WeBull. But they also have TradeStation. Actually, this is a website that you can do comparisons on for different brokerages, different applications. It's stockbrokers.com, and you can do a comparison. They have an online brokerage comparison tool. And I did a 5-way comparison between TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, TradeStation, WeBull, and RobinHood, and guess who came out on top? TD Ameritrade. I don't have TD Ameritrade, but my brother here, he has TD Ameritrade, and when I told him that, he was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
For me personally, it's the GUI. If that user interface is not friendly, where everything is clear and cut, I'm not really vibing with it too much. And so that was basically my issue with TD Ameritrade. And because when I first got onto it, and low-key, I got onto RobinHood first, but truly I downloaded all of the different brokerages pretty much all at the same time, but I was just literally just using that. But then when I started using TD Ameritrade and everything, it was like, oh, this is complicated. I don't get it. Like, this is making my brain hurt. But just using it, getting more acquainted with it, like obviously you'll get more comfortable the more repetition you use with the app. But I was very surprised by those results. And granted, I know they do give you the, I believe you do have automatic, you don't have to, you automatically have optionability. That's what I'm trying to say. I believe that's what they give to the people. I'm not 100% sure, but I would believe that would be one of the drawing points to why TD Ameritrade is, considered one of the better apps. I mean, obviously with the option of paper trading is big for those who use it, so that's definitely a plus. I'm trying to think of reasons for me, or not reasons for me, but reasons why TD Ameritrade beat out the others, because I found those quite surprising. I honestly would have put WeBull at the top only because it's more than, I won't even say novice. It's like you've been in the game, but its user face it's not easier than Robinhood, I won't say that, but it's manageable. It's easier to get around, move around, to figure out where everything is at.
You have to take the time to learn the application.
Obviously for each one. But I would say WeBull would definitely be in the middle of a cross of the super easy apps of Robinhood and the more technical E-Trade and TD Ameritrade. I feel like WeBull would be that middle ground of giving the best of both worlds, where it can come off more technical and be a little daunting for those who are like, hey, this is a lot of numbers and everything. But then if you need all that information and want all that technical jargon, WeBull has it for you. So if you are heavy on your Greeks and, like, don't get me wrong, Robinhood has that information, but you got that information when you want to get the technical stuff, that's where you have to go searching for it. With WeBull is really out there, right there on that front page. As soon as you click on the options or whatever you'll see basically all your possible.
Right. Just keeps going.
No. I'm saying you see all the information as far as your deltas on your Greeks and everything like that. So you just got to slide it over, and you'll see that as far as the Greeks and that more technical information, there is some extra clicking that you would have to do on Robinhood. It's not that hard, but it's not right there in your face as WeBull does have it. So again, it's like my brother said, it's really on your preference of who you are, what you're trying to do. And honestly, the more you get into this game of stocks and learning more and doing this, you're gonna have multiple brokerages. It's just gonna happen and be like, oh well. I mean, if you manage to just be on one brokerage, awesome to you. But I have people that I know that have been here, and they do it for different reasons of why they split it up and all that stuff. I know for me, and like I don't want to go in too long, but I know how I use my different accounts. My Robinhood, that's gonna be really for my swing trades and some options. I'm really keeping my WeBull account for option trading. I do have a couple swings in there, so those are my swing and option trading accounts. And then I do have just my stash, Acorn, as far as for my savings long term. And stash, those are for the long term, high dividends and all of those stocks right there. And then I do have E-Trade, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and all of those. Those I'm trading with them. I'm trying to consolidate at the moment, so some of these accounts I'm gonna not be using as much or frequent, and really just have it.
Yeah, can't spread yourself too thin.
And obviously, I do have my crypto accounts, but that's crypto stuff. So,
Right.
yeah.
Do you have a favorite crypto app? Coinbase?
I don't. I mean, as of lately, I've been using Uphold more.
Yeah.
I still use Coinbase. So Coinbase again, like it's crazy. Like it's the first one you mess with, so it becomes a favorite and all that stuff. So, but
Different from me.
I would say like Coinbase definitely was the first, but I've been putting a lot more work in my Uphold account as of recently. I do have other crypto accounts, but it's Uphold and Coinbase is really what I'm working with. I do have Bitmart. I have BitTrue as well. And that's just for those some of the harder to obtain coins that are not available on Coinbase. So really, if a coin wasn't available on Coinbase, I downloaded an app that had it, or a brokerage that did have it. So
Right.
that's the main reason why I have multiple crypto accounts, not the reason for the stocks.
Of course. Because with me, I mean, I started with Coinbase as well, but I mean, I didn't really do too much with it. I mean, I put money in, I did a little something here and there, but I never really got into Coinbase. Now, Uphold, for some reason, Uphold worked, and they used to use the Uphold of being able to just, you go here, and boom. And then being able to get money in quickly and then getting in front of it, and all this other stuff. It's just like, all right. So I use Uphold a lot. I still use my Coinbase, and just like he said he has the other smaller, well, I ain't gonna say smaller apps, but the other apps that get you the other coins that are not accessible on Uphold or Coinbase, and they make you jump through a little bit more hoops to get like freaking, what's that one called? No, I know the application, but the coin that I was getting. Safe Moon, yeah. I mean, come on. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get some Safe Moon. I got a bunch of it now, but I mean, now I had to jump through a whole lot of hoops to get it.
Yeah.
So ease of use is big for me when it comes to these apps. I have very little time to be trying to figure A to Z on this when I'm running through everything else in my life. I need to be able to jump in, make these quick moves, and keep moving. So that's that. Now, as far as for this week, tomorrow the market is closed. Monday the market is closed. Crypto, however, is never closed, ever. So, as far as crypto, do you think we're gonna get a little recovery tomorrow, or we're gonna keep dropping?
Shit, who knows, man? I don't know. Ain't no crypto guy.
I mean, just your assumption. I mean, we know what we hope for, but based upon the patterns and everything like that, what's your assumption? Like,
That's another week of trading sideways. I think we're trading sideways until court case is done. So
true.
And I think that is, I think the whole market is going to be trading sideways just because we have so many different factors that are affecting the crypto sphere.
Yes.
So, I mean, between China, between environmental regulations, between the SEC court case, like there's so many different things that are affecting the whole market of crypto,
right?
That is gonna be trading sideways. Obviously, you have your few coins that do better than the rest, but I believe trading sideways.
So you think maybe for maybe the next 2-3 months is going?
I won't say 2-3 months. I'm saying 1 month. I'm not sure. I would just like to play it by week, but honestly, just see it just trading sideways for now.
Okay.
But hopefully we can get a decision before the end of the summer with the SEC, see what that says, and give us some more regulation clarity of how they want to approach this. I mean, really, I'm looking at this case as far as it affecting all crypto in the sense that how are we going to use crypto? So that's really what this whole case is all about. And if you don't know what I'm referring to the SEC XRP court case. I'm not going to go into the details of it because you do your own research. But I believe that court case is going to be a factor of how well the summer is for some more altcoins. But yeah.
Okay, I agree. But my timeline is a little stretched further. I think there may be a couple little minor jumps over the course of the next couple of weeks, but I feel for the most part, if you look at if you were to draw it out on a chart, I think it would be trending sideways. Even if there's a slight incline, it would be trending sideways for a little minute, probably a good month or two before we get another big push. As you know, once we get the regulations from the SEC versus Ripple XRP, when we get that, we find that more coins are getting more environmentally friendly, and of course, Bitcoin finding a way to make itself more environmentally friendly. All that will be a big push, and of course, even with the adoption of all these other altcoins by different companies, that'll continue to raise crypto market as a whole, bring it back up. But I mean, it's gonna jump. It's just a matter of when. You just gotta sit there and be patient, wait it out, continue to advance your position whenever you can, as much as you can. So when that next leap comes, you are in the right place at the right time.
So, just different strategies. If I want to get into crypto, I know some people are just looking at it as it's as far as Bitcoin and be a replacement of gold and all of that stuff. Some people looking at it as a savings account, all that type of stuff. It's your approach. Figure out the best way if you wanting to invest in it. I personally thinking of averaging down, just putting in at a consistent basis, whether it's up, whether it's down, putting in the same amount every week or every 2 weeks, whatever it is. That's possibly what's going to be my next route with Bitcoin, just putting in maybe $20, $50, whatever, a week, where constantly just buying into the position, whether the market's up, whether it's down, I'm in. I'm convinced that Bitcoin prices where it's been before, it will go back again. Am I convinced that it's gonna happen now, tomorrow, the next day? I don't know. But I'm convinced that it will go back. And I mean, you gotta have faith in your fucking plays. You gotta have faith in your stocks. You gotta have faith in what you're investing in. It's the faith, but if you believe the company that you work in and you did your DD or I mean even the coin, whatever. But if you're seeing that it's having some utility and this is actually a good coin or a good company to invest in, and it's more than like it has no reason why it can't make those prices or go back up. Why not? Why shouldn't you invest? So, I mean, obviously when prices go down, that's giving you opportunity. Hey, buy in at a cheaper price because hey, it possibly will be going back up. A lot of these stocks do that shit. But to each his own. Speaking of stocks, I want to get into real quick as soon as the trade before I forget. This was making some headways this week. This company, it is JD Logistics. It is the Chinese warehouse company. They own plenty of different warehouses. They definitely have a whole lot of delivery workers as well. I'm sorry, I'm messing that up. Lost my train of thought for a second. But JD Logistics, let me just go ahead and just let you know, this is the rival to Alibaba. So Alibaba being the largest e-commerce site for China, and you know China has the most people. So hey, anyways, this is the rival to Alibaba. Again, they are e-commerce company. They vast network of warehouses and delivery workers for them. Main reason why I'm promoting this as my swing trade of the week is because one, they are very highly undervalued at the moment. Tip ranks honestly have them as a strong buy. I believe the price for JD at this moment, the analysts have them at like around $120, $110 or something like that. I don't remember at this moment. However, the share prices are at $73.94. So there's definitely a whole lot of room to grow in that stock. And again, if you're one of those technical guys, if you're looking at the charts and everything, you will see that, hey, it has reached its bottom, or might have reached a bottom, and so it can possibly have a whole lot more room to grow. So you definitely want to consider it if you are considering into the Chinese market, if that's something you want to do. Because they are making some big moves recently. They're starting to incorporate AI and different robots to improve their warehouse efficiency. And they recently just debuted on the Hong Kong exchange on Friday, where they made a strong push, and I believe it was a couple of $1 billion that they, okay, you might have to cut that part out. Just saying. Anyways, they did debut on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange on Friday, so they're being exposed to a brand new market, so definitely room to grow. Their president, their corporate board, they know that their focus is on growth. They want to continue to expand and continue to get larger and more warehouses and incorporate more employees to making it more efficient. So that is JD Logistics. Maybe you're not interested in investing in one company. Maybe you're just, hey, that's kind of risky. That's just one company. You want something a little bit less risk. Think about the ETF. It's still talking about China, but the ETF I'm considering or recommending would be the Yen ETF, YINN. The Yen ETF is definitely has all of the different China markets, different major China companies a part of that ETF. So if you don't want to just invest in one, you want to invest in several, this is your chance to do it. And again,
Question:
do you believe China is going to go away? Do you believe China is not going to continue being a huge global power as it is? Do you not see the ambition to do more? So obviously, these stocks are going to be on the rise. So just something you may want to consider, guys. Again, not financial advice, just possible swing trades I would consider.
All right, question for the Y and the ETF. That's nothing but Chinese companies.
Yes, sir.
And you're able to trade that on WeBull?
Yes. They're part of the NASDAQ already.
Oh, okay.
And so they just debuted on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange now. So like they've already been part of the NASDAQ. They're just now their company is opening up different exchanges. So let's just let you know they're opening up the ability to like, yeah, we want more people to invest in this company. We want to be able to grow more. So something to definitely consider. And just to, I'm gonna go ahead and see if I could pull up the yen real quick, just to give an idea of the different companies in there. So let's see again.
Oh, and by the way, on these apps, well, on like WeBull and RobinHood, there are certain trading that you're not able to do on these apps. For example, international trading, foreign exchange trading, you won't be able to do it on these apps. So you will have to do your research, get an app that works for you if you want to start dabbling in other exchanges.
So at this moment, I am trying to see if I can find. Let's see. Let's take a look. It's not sure.
It's not coming up.
I gotta click on this one.
Yeah. Currently sitting at 1850. Well, no, that's as of May 28th at 8 p.m. Yin Yang, this ETF is for you, dog. It's for y'all. Daily FTSE China Bull 3X shares. Closed at 1850. It's down 0.8%.
So with the yen, just different, the different companies that make up the yen, are. Hold on.
What did y'all pull up, like the list of the companies?
The holdings. I mean, this is it. Well, this is maybe the top 10.
What is it? Oh, they got 10. Let's see, the number of holdings was 4. Yen versus peers comparison. Fund homepage. Oh, okay. Alibaba, Tencent Holdings, Meltwan, Ping, China Construction Bank, JD.com, Ping and Industrial Commerce Bank China, Wuxi Biologics, Canon, NetTeas Incorporated, Bank of China.
So yeah, if you want to just invest in the Bank of China, then there it is.
Income dividend, looking at 45 cents. No, my bad, sorry. 4 cents. Well, that's the yen. So, anyways, this is what we do. We do Money Talk Sunday. We talk about what happened last week. We talk about what's happening currently during the weekend. What's going to happen next week. We talk different strategies. We talk different plays. We talk about what we're going to do to make the marathon to 100K. So we feel that we can make 100K if we plan and strategize correctly in the market. So we're going to do that by the end of this year. And I actually got a surprise on the breakout next week for our next show, next podcast. Well, actually, since if you're listening to it on the online podcast, you're not going to be able to see it. But for those that watch the YouTube, come on YouTube, Money Talk Sundayz, subscribe, like, share. We'll bring out a new tool, bring out a new visual, and we're gonna start charting, we're gonna start plotting, and we're gonna start holding each other accountable. So if you wanna join this ride, you wanna step up to the challenge, to the 100K challenge, come on up, like, subscribe, share, comment, share the love, share what you know, and let's go ahead and make this marathon to 100K. All right, so this is your boy Stevie B. We got a little brother over here.
And your homie LP.
And we out. This is Money Talk Sundayz, Investment Bros. Be easy.